Hi everyone. So today I'll talk about, is investing in the stock market gambling, and does the religion Islam feel stock market investing is halal or haram? If you'll see the video, you'll hear my point of view on what I think about this subject. Hi everyone. So thank you very much, and as I mentioned in the intro, I'll be talking about investing in the stock market. So when you are investing in the stock market, a lot of people think that it's a gamble. You should not invest in the stock market. Things might happen that you would not know about. But obviously, in life and in business, if you take steps without making a consideration about the outcome or what kind of plan you have that you want to invest your money in, then you'll get bad results. How can it be compared to gambling? Well, let's look at the definition of gambling. So when you're looking at the definition, it goes like this: play a game of chance for money or bet, or take risky actions in the hope of a desired result. So what does that mean? So you're taking risks without understanding, without making the right assumptions, without looking at research and thinking about something and then investing in the stock market. So yes, if you just go into a casino and you walk in and you just place your bet without looking at the whole scenario, then you're gambling. But in the stock market, you have certain information about those companies that you're looking into. You have to understand what they do, what kind of business they're in, if that is something that you believe in, and that is something that you like yourself to be associated with. If you can see that and you feel that you can go into this area, then you should definitely consider in the stock market. Because then you can support those companies or those businesses which you believe in and invest with them, become a shareholder, and share the same feeling, the same goals, and the same aspirations that these companies have made and would like to be successful in the future. In the Muslim community, in the Muslim, I would say, religion, it is considered, there's a very famous discussion on the fact that is investing in the stock market halal or haram. Just to understand what halal and haram means, halal is something which is allowed in the Islamic faith, whereas haram is something which is not allowed. So gambling is not allowed in the Islamic faith. Now, I will share what I think about this whole discussion. When I go to people, when I meet people, we go out and we're having discussions on, oh no, there's a general presumption, oh no, this is a gamble, I don't want to invest in the stock market because it's haram and it's something that I don't want to invest in. I ask them this question. You see, any business that you get into, and if you're making an investment, and based on the investment, you buy an asset. So when you're buying a share, you're buying an asset. As an asset, this asset can either go up in price or decrease in price. In both the cases, profit or loss, you're the one who takes the blame. Because you made a rational decision if you did your homework and invested into the stock market, and that investment is the one which will give you that return that you're expecting from it. This could happen in anywhere. If you're running a business, you're investing with your partner, stock market is just an avenue. It's a market where you intend to, the amount of money that you're willing to pay to buy a share in a company. Now, value of a stock is a completely different discussion, and at what price are you willing to buy into that company is something that I will discuss in other videos. So when you're talking about haram, this is my perception personally. When I invest in the stock market, I feel that it's halal. Why? Because when I buy into a company, I am taking that risk of accepting that I can have a loss and I can have a profit. I do research on the company, I look at the management, I look at their business, I look at the brand, I look at the moat, which gives them that competitiveness based on which they will be able to increase their profitability. Will they be able to increase their prices in the future? What are the margins? What are the gross margins? What are the net margins? And a lot of these things you'll have to consider when you're working and investing your money into a company, because you're buying a share, you're a shareholder in that company. Now, when you consider stock trading, now in that part, you can expect that some kind of an assumption of haram business comes in. As I mentioned, this is my personal thinking, and a lot of people could agree or disagree with me. So when you are in the stock market and you use margin financing, now margin financing is that you borrow money that you don't have. You give a small percentage, but you buy a bigger chunk. For example, in different markets, the situation is different everywhere. So if I have, for example, $10 and I want to buy something, I want to buy any stock. You can buy fraction stocks, or you want to buy bigger, the whole lot. If I want to buy a stock, I can use margin financing by buying a stock for maybe $100 by just giving $10 as cash in my account. Why? Because I'm using $90 as margin financing. Now that margin financing has a certain interest on it that I'll have to pay for it, because I'm borrowing that money and investing and buying shares with that company by the intent that it will go up and I will sell it and then make money. In this case, what happens is I'm using interest. Interest is not allowed in Islam. So you can trade, but you cannot use interest by using borrowed money for which you'll have to pay an interest on it. So I feel that is something that I feel that is something that I would not accept to do, because I'd like to, and people who've lost so much money in the stock market and made money also, it's a risk, it's a very big risk, because you have 10 rupees. So what they will do is, if you start your shares, the share you have bought starts losing money, they will first eat up your $10. And then afterwards, when your money is finished, they will say, we are selling your stock, whatever price it is, they've covered themselves. The transaction company makes money, the trading company makes money, it's you who takes that loss. Now that could go other way as well. They make money either way, because either if you sell a stock or you buy a stock, they will make money, the trading company or the broker with whom you've opened that account. So it's very important that you try to understand these things when you're investing. I feel when I borrow money and I pay an interest on it, in that case, even if I'm acquiring an asset with that interest and they're charging me a fee or an amount, I feel kind of, because I'm using their leverage, because I don't have that money and I'm taking a heavy lot of risk, I feel, this is my personal thinking, that's something that I would like to stay away of. If I have 10 rupees and I can buy a stock of 10 rupees share based on my calculation, and I invest to make money because I feel that this company will do well in the future, that is sort of like a trade, and trade is halal in our religion. So Muslims, I think this is as I mentioned, my personal thinking, that I personally prefer to buy stock in hand. I like to put in my money, buy that stock at a particular price which I feel is a good value, and then sell it if I want to sell it, or if I want to keep it, I'll keep it. So that's my perception on how it is investing in the stock market is not gambling. And number two, why I feel some aspects could be not acceptable in the religion, but in some cases I think it's absolutely fine to invest in the stock market. If there's any comment that you like to share, if you disagree with me, or you can comment, you can share your views, and I'll try to answer them as much as possible. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.